What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about why hasn't Neve Campbell been cast in Scream 5 yet. Now, I've talked about Scream 5 in the past. It's definitely a franchise, or Scream as a franchise, that I definitely want to talk a whole lot more about as the years progress. And I know maybe movie stuff isn't necessarily what you guys are used to on this channel, but that's okay. With that being said, it is a new opportunity to talk to a whole new group of people. And again, with that being said, I do want to promote some things, mainly my Twitter and our Discord. So both of those are in the description below. Podcast Now 15 is my Twitter name, and again, the Discord is in a link in the description. If you guys want to check that out, again, another way of contacting me, another way of following me. And the Discord has lots of people already in it, very willing to talk about pretty much anything. I know for a fact there are some Scream people in there as well. So let's talk about this. Again, this is a very passionate thing for me, and it is in a way alarming because I think I just kind of want to know, you know what I mean? Like, we're getting all this cast information for Scream 5. We're getting all of these new faces. We're getting two returning faces. So, like, things are happening. I think very possibly Hayden Panettiere, she ends up, appearing in it as well. So I think, we're building towards something. I think Neve Campbell is going to be in it. This is not supposed to be a doom and gloom kind of thing where I say, okay, I just don't think, she's going to return. But it is a little worrisome that she hasn't been casted. I feel like the reason why she hasn't been cast in it yet is simply because they kind of want to save that till the end, where they can say, okay, here's our, we're going to be filming, and they would do this before that, but they would say, okay, to round out the cast, we have, obviously, the main star, okay, the returning face. It could, now, I believe Screen Rant did an article a few days ago talking about this, and they bring up some good points. I do want to discuss this. There could be reasons why Neve Campbell hasn't signed on. The first reason is she wasn't very sure about this, obviously, in the beginning, right? Now, as time has gone on, we know more and more that, she has said, like, she would be willing, she's talking to them. She feels like they are definitely like the right people for the job, that they're very passionate about it. But it could be that she just doesn't like what she's seen. They can't get, maybe something, money-wise. It could also be that she doesn't want, and this is what the article says, that she doesn't want anything to happen to her character. I do think there is some validity to that, where, look, you look at a lot of movies that are, and then they go the horror route. I will even go outside of that. You look at maybe even Star Wars. Star Wars is one of the biggest examples you can think of. Bringing, and not just Star Wars, but we can use that as an example, bringing back legacy characters to either do them dirty, kill them off, or, something in between, right? Again, not just Star Wars. Multiple movies have done that over the last, let's say, 5 or so years, that we keep having all of these soft reboots, but you bring back the original cast. This stuff happens where you maybe treat the original cast with disrespect, where you don't respect them very much, where you bring them in, but only to hand it off to a new generation, and by doing that, you get rid of the original cast. Now, by the way, I have nothing against doing that if done right. This is maybe a bad example because people may be turned off by this, but I love Pirates of the Caribbean. It's one of my favorite films. In fact, it probably is my favorite film franchise of all time. You look at what Pirates 5 did, they did the same thing. They brought back pretty much everybody. They bring in a young cast to try and hand it off to them. Now, the thing with that is it didn't work. It's not going to end up happening where that younger cast is going to have it, but they also took the opportunity to kill off a character that's been with them since the beginning, right? In Barbossa. Spoilers, I guess, for an over 3-year-old movie, but I like that. I like that they took him out. I loved how they did it. I love the story they gave him. So, yes, some things didn't work out with it, but I think the general idea of bringing them back to eliminate one of them, and obviously, eventually you would have to get rid of Jack by saying goodbye to him. These are other examples, sometimes of how they're done right, sometimes how they're done wrong. Again, you can look at the horror, kind of genre of movies. You could look at just other things like Star Wars. You bring back these characters from 40 years ago for Star Wars to, in my opinion, completely disrespect almost all of them, kill off all 3 of them, and now you leave it with there's just none of them alive. So it can definitely be done good and definitely can be done bad. Maybe there's something in that, because they've probably seen the script. Neve Campbell probably is not signing on to this without seeing what the script is. So if she sees it and it's like, ooh, I don't think my character would do this, this, and that, and they say, well, that's just how we're going to do it, then, So, again, not meant to be doom and gloom, but I totally do see how it's possible that things can go bad very, very very quickly. With that being said, her herself said that she feels these are the right people for the job, that they know what makes Scream scream, that they can do a good job. So I would like to believe her instincts, right? And believe that if they are the right people, they would probably know not disrespect her. If they are going to kill her off, which, by the way, I hope they never kill off Sidney. Something like her character, one of the main aspects of it is the fact that she has survived. And so to bring her back only to have her be a victim, it's kind of like, oh, so she got through all of that stuff in the first 4 just to be taken out. And I think that's a very hard thing to get around. Even if they actually do it, to do it right, I think would be next to impossible and not honestly even a task that I would kind of want them. Also, you can maybe even look at that. Shouldn't that be like Wes Craven's job? I mean, he created it all. Shouldn't, like, if somebody's going to end Sidney, don't you think like he would be and obviously he can't, right? So just don't do it at all. It's basically what I'm saying. Leave her alone, bring her back, but have her keep surviving. That's kind of just her character. There's obviously a whole lot more to her character, but that's a big part of her character. So that's more of the doom and gloom side. In terms of the positives, I truly do believe they could just be holding off. Like, they've gotten goodwill by bringing back Courtney Cox and David Arquette, right? So they have them back. They're saying, okay, look, here's fan favorites. You got to bring them back, right? You just have to. Why, in God's name, would they bring them back without bringing back the main character? You know what I mean? So I really think it's only a matter of time. And in my opinion, I think they're just doing it to say, okay, again, to kind of make it a really big thing, because people are talking about Scream, but I don't think it's in everybody's mind, okay? Even though we got the release date for it. Again, we have new cast members that are actually pretty darn talented. We have old returning cast members. And so, again, people are talking about, but I think saying, okay, here we go. We got the star. She's back. She's going to be a main part of it, and then we're going to go forward. But the thing that does worry me is, like, the official synopsis or whatever that came with them hiring, like, the new cast definitely made it seem like Neve Campbell maybe wouldn't be the main character, which, again, for these kind of movies of bringing back legacy characters, you sometimes don't make them the main character. And again, sometimes that works well, sometimes that doesn't work well. I mean, she's a full-grown adult. I mean, she's 46 years old, right? So, like, you could argue that maybe her time has passed in terms of leading a film, especially a film like this. But I don't know. Maybe, that's something that I guess we have to talk about after that we see the movie and we say, okay, if they just made her the main character and did stuff different, would it have been better? Even though maybe it wouldn't have been as easy to market. We'll have to talk about that when it happens. That is another. There are some concerns. There's concerns of maybe she doesn't like it. And then there's also concerns of, okay, when it actually happens, are they going to kind of diminish her role where she, not necessarily a cameo, but where she's just a supporting character? Again, I guess more akin to the like of where they're going to hand it off to a new generation. There is definitely some things to talk about there, but I'm hopeful, very, very hopeful, that they're just waiting on saying, okay, she's back, we got her, everybody's talking about it again, then they start filming it. Obviously, then we go from there, okay? So, guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Do you think that there's a good reason why she hasn't been signed on yet? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think it's a good thing? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel, Podcast Now. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when all these videos go up, and I will continue talking about Scream. It's a film franchise I have so much passion for, so I'll be doing loads of stuff for the Scream 5 movie. So again, make sure you guys are following me on Twitter, joining our Discord, all that stuff, subscribe and all that, so you guys don't miss out on future Scream videos, okay? Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on the next one.